all around Delhi, there's a huge development which is going on. It's in whether it's Gurgaon or Noida. Now you take on the side of Sonipat, Bahadurgarh, Jajjar, where IIM and Reliance and all those things are coming up. All around Delhi, also the huge developments are taking place, and that shows you the in terms of the population growth in Delhi. In 1901, it was only 4 lakh, and now it is 230 lakh. The rate of increase in population is basically stabilizing and decreasing, but the overall increase is there in population, and the density is increasing. Now the densification of this limited area, we cannot go beyond Delhi. The densification of this area will lead to various dysfunctionalities. This brings us to the number of houses which have been constructed for the increasing population. Now these are the figures which we have taken from the master plan and from the DDA. Now this is the figure which master plan shows that in 2001 which was estimated earlier, the population should have been 128, but actually it was 138 lakhs. And the housing shortage which they have calculated is 1 lakh. Now, in my opinion, that is not correct. They might have taken 1 lakh household only for the people who are actually homeless. Whether the 4 lakh plus people who are living in the slums, are you calculating them as having houses? I don't think so. You can't call those shanties as houses. One of the results of this shortage has been the informalization of the houses or shelter options. And one creation of this or response has been in terms of the slums. Now, this is just an indication that we have identified about 685 this Jhuggi-Jhopdi clusters. But it is estimated that more than 4.2 lakh families are living in the slums. If you see in this, almost 50% is owned by the DDA. DDA comes directly under the central government. And the Delhi government and its agencies have only about 23% slums. Sometimes there is a confusion about counting the number of people who are living in slums. Most of the people go by notified and non-notified concept. The notification in terms of Delhi is actually, there's an act called Slum Areas Improvement and Clearance Act 1956. So if it is notified under that, it is considered as slum, otherwise it's not. So that's slightly confusing. Under the notified slums, we have notified only specific areas which are basically in the walled city area. So population of 1901 actually we have notified as the slum areas. And in our actually perspective, as far as Ray is concerned, we are not even going to count them. The one response of lack of shortage of the houses has been the JJ clusters, which I just mentioned, and the second has been the unauthorized colonies. Now, it's very important to understand what is the unauthorized colony in the context of Delhi. That people who did not have any money at all and they were the informal workers working in informal sector, they squatted on government lands in Delhi and created slums. Now, there was a second category of people who were slightly better off, doing some proper job, a lower middle class family. He also needed a shelter. Where did you go? So response was that agricultural land which was not planned or not approved by the government authorities, these people purchased those agricultural lands, decided amongst themselves and made a colony. There were 103 colonies which were regularized in 1962. There was another survey done in 1980. 607 colonies were identified. And as recently as 2007-8, 1,639 colonies have been identified which are on the table for regularization. Government has issued a notification. Okay, we can't do anything with them, so let us regularize them. Delhi government has been following a strategy as far as improvement in the slum areas is concerned in three ways. One is that it's called environmental improvement of urban slums, providing basic services in terms of street pavement, water supply, drains. That at some places exercise has also been done for in situ redevelopment, which was essentially in terms of that you removed the people for some time and just made proper streets, proper widened streets and water supply, drainage, outfalls, those kind of things. And people themselves built up their houses. And the most comprehensive policy which has been followed is about the resettlement. There are almost 93 colonies in Delhi which have been resettlement colonies. Delhi government policy of slum redevelopment or rehabilitation in terms of the eligibility of beneficiary is that he should be a resident of up to 2007. Earlier it was 98. Then we realized that the number of people who are becoming eligible is less than 25%. So it was increased to 2002. Still we realize that not many people are becoming eligible. So it has been increased to 2007 now. But a survey which we have done recently is that even in this only 40% people are becoming eligible. Keeping these factors in mind, that there is a need for focusing on slum rehabilitation or development in Delhi, the government has constituted this board last year only by a statute of Delhi Legislative Assembly, and it has all the provisions. It provides statutory backing that for redevelopment of the slum, relocation of the slum, as well as improvement of the slums in terms of the services. As far as RAY is concerned, we have started the exercise for preparation of the slum plan, but there are huge challenges in the process. In order to make the slum free, what are the characteristics which will make a particular slum area as non-slum area? How much water supply or sanitation or street or what should be provided so that can be called a normal settlement of the city? Scarcity of land as Delhi is very important. If we have to scale up RAY and achieve anything in the next 5 to 7 years, the private sector participation is must, because government agencies cannot scale up this. Of course, community participation will have to be there.